The reading is from Ask and It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks. Whatever you are giving your attention to, pardon me, causes you to emit a vibration, and the vibrations that you offer equal your asking, which equals your point of attraction. If there is something you desire that you currently do not have, you need only put your attention upon it, and by the law of attraction, it will come to you. For as you think about this thing or experience that you desire, you offer a vibration, and then, by law, that very thing or experience must come to you. However, if there is something that you desire that you currently do not have, and you put your attention upon your current state of not having it, then the law of attraction will continue to match that not having it vibration. So you will continue to not have that which you desire. It is the law. The key to bringing something into your experience that you desire is to achieve vibrational harmony with what you desire. And the easiest way for you to achieve that is to imagine having it. Pretend that it's already in your experience. Flow your thoughts toward the enjoyment of that experience. And as you practice those thoughts and begin to consistently offer that vibration, you will then be in the place of allowing that into your experience.
Okay, so I'm talking about the law of attraction. I am going to assume, which is never a good idea, that all of you are familiar with what the law of attraction is. Is that true? Anybody, oh, let me embarrass you. Anybody not? Nah, I know that. Okay, now I have a real question for you. How many of you use it every single day? Ha ha, all of you do, right? We don't even realize it. We all use the law of attraction, whether it's conscious or not. Every single day, every moment of our lives. That was a trick question. Yes, it was. Now, that phrase, law of attraction, or like attracts like, is used to sum up the idea that by focusing on positive or negative thoughts, that we bring those positive or negative experiences into our life. Now, the Hicks in this book refer to the law of attraction as a universal manager. And that manager sees to it that all thoughts that match one another match up. Good, bad, or indifferent, right? Louise Hay, I'm sure all of you know who she is, said this: the law of attraction is the idea that our thinking creates and brings to us whatever we think about. It's as though every time we think a thought, every time we speak a word, the universe is listening and responding to us. So, a lot of the stuff that you'll read about or that some people will talk about sounds kind of airy-fairy. And what I want to say is, don't misunderstand. The law of attraction is not a magic wand. It's something that we need to work with. For instance, I remember when The Secret first came out, as most of you probably remember, and it was so popular. And then it was categorized and viewed as a get-rich-quick scheme. And that's how people were taking it. And when that didn't work, people started criticizing it and acting as if that law wasn't legitimate, because it wasn't doing what they wanted in the time frame they wanted it. It takes work, conscious work, to be in the flow with the law of attraction. It's productive work, it's positive work, however, it is work nonetheless. Our brains, for whatever reason, have this preference to scan and to store negative experiences. Do you find that you just hold on to those? We do. So the work comes in when we're efforting? When I just made up a new word. I'm good. The work comes in when we effort to consciously, habitually build our positive mental thought process. We all, each one of us, have layers of stories, limiting beliefs, fears, blocks even, that have become so implanted in our minds that they cannot necessarily be changed overnight just by thinking, life is beautiful, life is good. I mean, those are wonderful thoughts because it's the truth. However, things don't normally shift that quick and that easily. So, in order for us to become skillful with that law of attraction, we need to undo those patterns that have been stored in our unconscious mind and replace them with positive, empowering patterns. So notice I'm saying patterns. It's patterns of thought. It's patterns of action. It's patterns of behavior. It's patterns of words. We use the same words we tend to over and over, and that's what's created that negative pattern possibly. I'm not saying you have negative patterns. Well, we all do. Come on, let's face it, right? We do. We create those, and if we don't change the way we use our words, the way we use our thoughts or our actions, our behaviors, it's going to stay that way. We want to rewire our brain. In essence, that's what we're talking about. Now, that probably sounds more complicated than it really is. The steps are simple, and I'm not telling you it's easy. It's work. And if you're willing to put in the time and the energy and the effort and be consciously aware, what a payoff. So the first and the foremost important step in working with the law of attraction is to be consciously aware of what it is you're focusing on. And Sue shared that in that reading, and that's basically what that whole reading was talking about. The Hicks remind us that nothing can occur in our life experience without our invitation of it through our thought. So, if your current reality doesn't really look like you want it to, the goal is to try and not focus on what it is you don't want, not to focus on your lack. Many people tend to pay attention to their current circumstances. And what happens is what? We attract more of the same circumstance that we don't want. It's just the law. So we want to keep our focus on what we want, what we desire, what we want to experience. There's a big question to ask yourself, and I have to keep doing this, especially lately. I've had a lot of personal stuff over the past, 10, 11 months. And I have to ask myself this question all the time. Am I focused on what's going wrong? Or am I focused on what's going right? And I am not proud to say that I have spent a decent amount of time, too much time, on what's going wrong. And so then what happens? We get that rolling motion going. So I'm working to shift all of that. To say, you know what, what's going right? Wow, so many more things are going right than wrong. It's amazing. If you stop and pay attention and look at it. So once our focus is in order and we've decided what it is we want to experience, we want to keep our focus on that. Our language is so incredibly important. So we want to avoid using what we call negative terms. I don't want, I can't, I'm tired of. I use those examples because they're phrases I've been using. And those came to my mind real quick. Here's an example. If you want to get out of debt, I'm not saying you are, but I'm just saying, if you want to get out of debt and you say to the universe, I want to get out of debt, the universe only understands the word debt. And guess what you're going to get? Not something you want. I can guarantee you that. If you're constantly worried about bad things happening or negative outcomes in life, then you're using that law of attraction against yourself, right? You're worrying, you're worrying, you're worrying, you're waiting for that shoe to drop. You ever done that? We're inviting that in, basically. So to worry is really applying that law of attraction toward a negative outcome. So once you focused on what it is you want, and you have set your intention, you don't want to constantly be looking for what it is you've put your focus on, right? That's where people tend to get hung up. They'll look around every corner. Did it happen? Did I get it? Is it here? Is that it? Right? You're constantly looking for that. If you keep that eye out for what you want, you're reminding yourself and telling the universe that you don't have it. Because you're constantly looking for it. And then guess what? You're going to attract not having it. Because now we have told the universe we don't have faith. We don't expect. Because we're over here doing what we think is our work. And it's not, it's the universe. We need to be patient. Things don't always happen immediately. And you certainly don't want to stress or worry about the how of things. That shows a lack of faith. When you start telling the universe how you want it to show up, when you want it to show up, and the exact way it's going to happen, no, that's not our job. Allow the universe to do it for you in its own time. It always works out much better that way. So you want to focus as often as you can on what you do want, not what you don't want. I think another area that I have struggled with and I'm really working on is our planet. Humanity seems to be wanting to hurt each other a lot. Let's say that. Well, instead of being angry or upset about all the conflict in the world, let's do our best to be pro-peace. That's a much better way to be. Let's focus on the solutions that we'd like to see happen in this world. Again, let's not focus on what's wrong. Let's focus on what's right, what feels good. Keep a positive mindset regardless of how long things take, this process might take, because you want to always believe and know without any question that what you're waiting on will come. And it will come in the perfect time and show up in the perfect way. One of the most important things above all through this process is to express gratitude. Is that the sweetest? I just love that. That image is just so beautiful. So we want to express as much gratitude every day, all the time as we can. Take time to either write down or at least run through your head during the day of all the things that you're grateful for, of all the things the universe has bestowed upon you, has given you. Be thankful for what you already have. Be thankful for all of it, no matter what it looks like. Because being grateful is motivating that universe to do even more for you. It's drawing that joy into your life. I read something a couple weeks ago that really struck me. I don't know why, and I want to share this with you. What if you woke up today with only the things that you thanked God for yesterday? Wow. Kind of makes you think, stop and think, doesn't it? It did me. Run through that list. Do it daily. Do it at night. Do it all day long. It doesn't matter. Meister Eckhart said, if the only prayer that you said in your whole life was thank you, it would suffice. And I absolutely believe that. Just to be in gratitude for all of it, for everything. It's one of the simplest ways that we can raise our consciousness and get in balance with life, with the universe. Because when we recognize all that we do have and we appreciate all of the blessings, it automatically puts us in that state of feeling really good. And who doesn't want to feel really good? Would you rather feel that way or, oh my gosh, what's going to happen next? Right? You feel that physically. The more gratitude we have, the more we receive. That's a universal law too. No matter how things appear, there's always something for us to be grateful for, always. And as soon as we find that something, our life improves. It can't help it when we're grateful. Now, when we complain, that's a different story. Complaining is focusing on what our mind perceives as a problem. And the truth is, according to the Hicks in this book, that there are no problems. Not really. You know why? Because everything in your life was created by you, and you can change everything that you've created. If you want to lose all the wonderful things in your life, or make your life a little more difficult, you know what you do? Complain. Works every time. Now, if you want your life to get better in every possible way, if you want to be happy, if you want to be fulfilled, be grateful. Because it does overflow. Your vision of how you want your life to be is incredibly powerful. And only you can have that vision for your life. So the law of attraction is very simple. You draw to yourself the essence of whatever you are predominantly thinking about. If you're predominantly thinking about the feelings you desire, if you're predominantly thinking about the things you desire, your life experience will reflect those things. In the same way, if you're predominantly thinking about what you do not want, your life experience will reflect those things as well. So practice consciously allowing your connection with life, with Source. Ask for what you want. Align yourself with that desire. Imagine that you already have it. Keep your thoughts on how much you enjoy that which you want. Act as if it already is yours. That's the key. Pretend is what the reading said. Your mind doesn't know the difference between real and imagined. And that's why visioning is such a critical idea. As you do those things, you're allowing the universe to manifest in your experience. Be grateful for everything you already have, and your life experience will absolutely be one of pure joy. So I'm going to close this morning with a quote from the book. Once you become consciously at one with the universal laws and gain an understanding of why things respond in the way they do, all mystery and confusion will be replaced by clarity and understanding. Doubt and fear will be replaced with knowledge and confidence. Uncertainty will be replaced with certainty, and joy will return as the basic premise of your experience. Thank you for being here while I shared this truth as I understand it.